You should never use the no life rod because it is not the best rod that you can get at level 500. And as a OG of fish, it kind of hurts to say, but it is completely true that both the Tempest rod and the Zeus rod, rods that you can get way before level 500, are way better than the no life rod. That's number 1 out of 50 things you should never do or use in Roblox Fish. Let's get right into it. Subscribe if this helps. Number 2, never leave your submarine while you're underwater because you might glitch out and drown. Number 3, and for this one, I'm literally reacting to my own video, but never stay still while you're fighting the Scylla boss. You will get blown up. Like, as you guys can see, I always have my advanced glider on. And also, do not jump in the pond, because if you jump in the water during the Scylla boss fight, you will lose all of your progress. Number 5, even with advanced diving gear, never try to swim in the calm zone because this is what's gonna happen. Yeah, bad idea. Number 6, do not try to fish in a certain spot if you guys want to get exalted relics. The only way to increase your chances from 1 in 2,000 to 1 in 800 with exalted relics is by getting the rod of the exalted one. Number 7, do not ever under any circumstances buy the Arctic rod because it has been nerfed into oblivion. So if anyone told you this is a good rod to get as a beginner, do not listen to them. Speaking about beginner rods, number 8 is never buy any of the following rods at Moosewood: training rod, plastic rod, fast rod, lucky rod, or even the long rod. The only one that you guys should buy at Moosewood is the carbon rod, which is right next to the merchant. Number 9, never hold a nuke. Oh no! Number 10, don't worry if you actually hold a nuke. You can either play this mini game or literally just leave the game. In both of those ways, let you keep your nuke. Speaking about nukes, number 11, never use a nuke unless it is a place that you really want to fish at, or else it is a complete waste. Speaking about complete waste, never buy eggs from the egg salesman for Robux because it encourages pay-to-win updates. And I know I've done it before, but I'm a YouTuber, right? It's different. Speaking about things that are different, if you go to Roslet Bay, never go through Roslet Bay without ringing this little bell right here. I mean, you have to. Speaking about things that you don't have to do, never trade for golden sea pearls. Here's an easy way to catch them. All you guys really have to do is come to the back of Roslet Bay behind the volcano and fish right here for clams, and eventually you will get some golden sea pearls. Number 15 is also at Roslet Bay, but this one is about the Roslet Bay volcano. Never, and I mean never, under any circumstances, fish in the Roslet Bay volcano unless you either have the magma rod or the reinforced rod. Because if you don't use one of those 2 rods, you literally won't be able to catch fish here. Number 16, exalted enchant relics should never, ever under any circumstances be used on trash rods. I mean, it's just a big waste, man. And speaking about waste, if you're trying to farm for enchant relics, do not fish anywhere except for the depths. That's the best place to find enchant relics. Never walk. That sounds kind of weird, but no, seriously, never walk. That's super slow. Always use an advanced glider that you can buy at Northern Expedition. But also, never think that just using the advanced glider is the fastest way to go. As you guys can see, I have my advanced Glimmerfin boots on, and these make me go like 30 times faster, even though these are super hard to get. But yeah. The number 20 thing you do for the calm zone, you should never ever do this. When you're going to the calm zone and you see the calm zone parkour, never, under any circumstances, actually do the parkour. Always go ahead and climb up this wall and just glide through the whole thing. I mean, if you don't do this, what the heck are you doing? Speaking about what the heck are you doing, do not fish anywhere for money except for the volcanic vents at daytime. And for number 22, do not fish in the volcanic vents unless it is daytime, because all the common fish are being able to caught at night, and you can only catch the really rare fish at day. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious. Speaking about kind of obvious, if you aren't fishing in the Challengers Deep for XP, you're trash. So never fish anywhere for XP besides the Challengers Deep. And just like the last one, never fish in Challengers Deep at nighttime, not daytime. Only fish here at nighttime, because if you fish here at daytime, you're cooked. Okay, guys, so for number 25, make sure to jump in the lava at Roslet Bay. Just kidding. Do not do that. Please, please don't. Do not do that. Never wait for Megalodons, Scyllas, or even Krakens to spawn. always use sundial totems to speed up the process. Never wait for whales to spawn because you can just use a combination of tempest totems and wind set totems to spam spawn them. And never ever under any circumstances fish here in the Grand Reef. Do not fish here. Always fish in the spot right next to it, the Atlantean Storm. The fishes are just way better here. The next tip I have for you guys, never jump in these whirlpools with like the line coming through it. That's probably gonna make you drown. What you should do is jump in the regular whirlpools. I'm just joking. You literally, you're just gonna drown. Please don't do this. Speaking about jumping, never jump and dive in the water unless you have diving gear because you will slowly drown. Another tip I have for you guys, never pop an Aurora totem if you're in a server by yourself. I mean, you technically can, but it's just kind of mean to your friends who could also be in the server with you. And for number 32, never ever buy Aurora totems or server luck no matter what. Okay, I'm joking. I mean, obviously you can't do this, but in my Discord server, which is linked in the description, we do free high luck servers, and you know, I mean, go get one for free instead of spending money on it. Anyways, in the menu, never turn on these settings. Never turn on auto sell enchant relics, auto sell exotics, or auto sell limited or secrets or gemstones, because if you turn them on, one day you're probably just gonna forget and there goes all your fish. If you're fishing for XP, never do it without this enchant. The clever enchant is the one you always should use when fishing for XP. It gives 2.25 times more XP. Next is a tip that I have for catching megalodons. Never, and I mean under any circumstances, catch a megalodon with the rod of the depths, because it literally can't catch them unless you have Herculean. If you have the Herculean enchant, you can technically catch a megalodon with the rod of the depths. Now we're gonna get into some trading tips. Never trade with someone who's saying that they're not gonna give first but have no vouches. If you didn't know, you can check someone's vouches in the Fish Discord server by doing /vouches and then putting their name in there. Another trading tip, never ever trade without recording the trade and also writing down their name just in case they scam you. Next, guys, I have a tip for the Ancient Isles. This one is very important. When you guys are going to the Ancient Isles, never lose focus, because on your way there, you might get eaten by a whirlpool. Yes, I'm serious. That's a real thing. And listen very, very carefully this one. When you're trying to catch an orca or look for an orca migration, you can always see the migration path from Moosewood, and you can just follow that back to find the orcas. But if you are trying to catch a whale, there is two spaces that you could see it. Spot 1 is around Sunstone Island. You will be able to see the path, and spot 2 is over at Ancient Isles. If you swim or boat around there, you will also be able to see the whale's path. Those are the only two spots. Number 41, when you're at Moosewood, never ever buy this golden tentacle bait. It's so trash. Please don't spend Robux on it, please. For number 42, when you guys are at Moosewood and selling to the merchant, don't just sell to him. You can actually open the door and just go inside of his house and just chill out in here. That's kind of cool. Next, do not use any bait except for these three. Number 1, seaweed. Number 2, coral. And number 3, weird algae for really high, like rare fish. Speaking about rare fish, for number 44, do not use any rod if you're trying to catch a lucky fish, except for this combination. Heaven's Rod plus weird algae. That is the best one you can use in the entire game to get high rarity fish. For number 45, please, for your sanity, do not look at these fish leaderboards and get discouraged. They're literally all hackers. All of them. Every single one. Speaking about every single one, every single private server should not be a place where you try to spawn a Megalodon, Kraken, or a Scylla, because it will get stolen from you. So yeah, be in a private server if you really want to catch one of those. Next, do not use any other rod progression to get to level 1000 except for this. This is the fastest way to do it. Flimsy Rod, Carbon Rod, Steady Rod, Depth Seeker Rod, Volcanic Rod, Challenger's Rod, and all the way to the Seraphic Rod. Now, if you're trying to progress for money, do not use any rod progression except for this one. Flimsy Rod, Carbon Rod, Steady Rod, Depth Seeker Rod again, Volcanic Rod, Zeus Rod, and then all the way from the Zeus Rod to the Ethereal Prism Rod. For tip number 49, never play fish alone for too long, because it just gets boring like that. And for tip number 50, if you like fish and want to be a pro at fish, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments.